Hey, welcome back to Bridges. I'm so glad you are with us. We are talking today about charities that you would be interested in supporting if you knew a little bit more about them during this holiday season. I want to introduce you to a long-standing community organization. It's done a million wonderful things for the Totco neighborhood in near downtown Toledo, and I'd like to introduce you to a couple of their staff this morning. We have Elaine Page, who's the executive director there. Welcome, Elaine.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you with us. Jonathan Shavers, who's the youth coordinator there. Welcome, Mr. Shavers. It's nice to meet you. And we have the board president, Felicia Hill. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, I know about this organization. I've known about you for a really long time, but I really think other people need to know a little bit more about you. So can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do for that Totco neighborhood?
Yeah, I'm going to defer to our board president because she's got quite a story to tell.
All right.
Well, we'll start off. Grace has been around for 43 years, and I am a first-generation Grace kid. So it started off in 1969 with Betty Amison and my father, Ivan Kurtz, who was the pastor at the time, decided that they needed a place for the kids to congregate and have a good time after school. And that's where it all started. So we started with after-school programming, some tutoring, and then it just expanded into everything that you could possibly think of: intramural sports, dance, Boy Scouts, modern jazz, tap, Friday night dances, safe for everybody to enjoy. And the blessing is that, being a kid, I went through every stage. I went through the tutoring as a kid. I went through their summer camp. I was able to be a tutor as a teenager. The only thing I missed was AmeriCorps, and I don't know if it was around then. but the other thing was, fresh out of college, it was my first job, and I was a program manager for their summer youth program.
Yeah, the interesting thing too about this particular organization is that you were right in the neighborhood that everybody considers pretty challenged right now. That children are not focused quite the way they should be. Violence is sort of spilling over into that area. What's going on over there, Jonathan?
I think that the times is just catching up with people. People are struggling with the economy, and instead of applying themselves, they're taking short measures. It just makes our job a little more challenging, but the challenge is very much welcomed, because I think that just focusing on the young men and making sure that they learn the proper skills and tactics so they can have responsibility. And if we get responsible males within the community, we can only build bigger leaders, and not falsely blame other things, but look at themselves as being responsible and be more responsible to holding on to their families.
Boy, I wish you hadn't started that conversation. We could talk about that particular piece for like a year. It is one of my favorite discussions to talk about. When you talk about changing your life, you have to take responsibility for that change, regardless to what the hand is that you're dealt. So we're going to have you back. We can talk about that a little bit more. But when you talk about the kids in the community taking the shortcuts, you mean by committing crimes instead of just getting out there and making it work the right way?
Yeah, they're trying to take the quick fix instead of knowing that you have to go to school like the rest of us did, and you have to apply yourself and find meaningful work even at a young age, and just get the steps moving. Right. Because it's a higher up system that in the neighborhood where the younger kids is looking at the high school kids, and the high school kids have to have adult leaders to look.
That's right, and if that's all you see around you, that's all you think there is.
Right.
That's all you think there is, and that's what your dream gets to be, is what you see the guy next door doing and the guy across the street doing. So what does Grace do, Elaine, to have an impact on all of this?
Well, what we're doing, Felicia talked about those types of programs and services that she was wrapped around as a family, not only her, but her entire family. Those are the same programs that we continue to offer. One of the things about sitting in a neighborhood like the Totco neighborhood is that it's very diverse, it's all age groups. And one of the things that Grace—
Tell people where Totco is,
sorry. Totco is Toledo Old Town. That's the neighborhood. Is bordered by Bancroft, Collingwood, and Cherry. Many in that neighborhood, 41%, are single-parent households, primarily minority families with children. 53% have income of less than $25,000. Youth 18 and younger, get this, make up 30% of the population. And those that are 65 and older comprise 9% of the population. So it's diverse. And one of the things that Grace was built on is being able to reflect the needs that are in the community. And so we try to tailor programs to meet, I want to say, from cradle to grave.
Sure.
And that is, so all of our programming, we have programming in all of those areas. Developmentally, it even started off, I know Grace back in the 80s was providing daycare services. Right. We are very strong. Probably one of our mantras is understanding that education truly is the way up and to flourish and to make sure that the life goals that you have are going to be met. So we're very, very strong on education. That was one of those things that enticed me to come. This is my first year as director. Many, many fine programs along all of those age groups. Our stellar one, of course, is our after-school program that runs from September all the way through May. It is so, so unique. I wish I wish you had us back so we could introduce you to Mrs. McAllister, who's our long-term coordinator for all of the educational programs. It is so unique because they can attest when those kids walk in the door. It's not just about the academics, it's about our face light up when you walk into that door.
Yeah.
And so it's about building that recognition that you are self.
Right.
And you are a valuable self that has all types of dreams and aspirations. And we're really here just to reflect back to you that you have the potential to do whatever. Look at we got a president that looks like us.
Yeah.
They have that potential.
Who has hair like us.
That's right. And they walk in knowing and being exposed to the highest level expectation for their lives, and not just the children, but the parents that come in. And we try to anchor that.
And that is fundamental to having people own their lives.
Yes.
You have to feel like you have a life to own.
That's right.
That's valuable, and that you are valuable. And I know for all the great stuff that you guys do in this community, in that Typeco community, and you have done for so long, I know this last year has been a real challenge for you. And you are starting something called a friendship campaign. So before, or you were in the midst of your friendship campaign. So before we run out of time, can somebody tell us what that's all about?
Well, it's what it is a reach out. It's almost like a pay it forward type of campaign. And we reach out to over 700 donors that we have on our donor list to ask them whether or not they might support the work that we're doing at Grace to help an entire family. And we've been very successful.
What kind of thing are you asking them?
Well, what we're asking is monetary contributions. Primarily, it's a campaign. The goal is $40,000. That money goes directly into funding our after-school programs. We do Saturday day camp programs, but anything dealing with the family and kids. We had our first inaugural breakfast at First Congregational Church on October 30th. That was the kickoff. And in that engagement, the first kickoff raised $10,000. So,
wow.
Grace is highly supportive, but we want to get the word out to a wider audience, and that's why it was so important that we, be able to come and talk about it with you.
And this money goes, again, to support the programming.
Right, and like Elaine said, we cover a spectrum of ages. So we do have our after-school program. We have a Man-Up program that's run by Jay. We have a girls program on how to teach them how to be ladies and be worthy about themselves. We provide the GED for some. We're just kicked off our computer literacy. Our IT program is kicking in. So we'll be able to share our computers for people to come in and learn how to do applications or to fill out applications so that they can to better themselves and all that. So it's a wide range of programs.
Our seniors club as
Our
well.
seniors club. So you're talking about from cradle to grave. So we support a lot of people, and we want to continue to support a lot of people. We stand for ourselves 43 years. And like I said, I started at 3. And today I'm proud to say I'm 45 years old, and I'm a board president.
Wow.
I'm the board president of the center that gave me all the tools that I needed to be successful as a young woman.
Why it needs to stay there. It needs to stay there.
Exactly.
Tell me quickly, you've got about 2 minutes. Tell me quickly how the Man Up program's going.
The Man Up program is going great. We're going to be, we usually do a sports season, and then we start back up in January. And we'll be teaching the models through January and February on respect, responsibility, mannerism, and how to apply yourself with proper social skills. One of the big key things about Man Up is it teaches the boys to take the language that they used to use within the inner city environment, match that up to know what that language is in the professional world, and learn how to use it in its proper place.
Right.
Leave the slang words in the hood.
Become a little bilingual.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's really important. And that program is in place now?
Yes.
All right. Okay, I want to show you guys how to get in touch with the Grace Community Center. Obviously, lots of great programs going on. They really do need your help for the Friendship campaign. There's the information on the screen. They can be found at 406 Delaware in Toledo. There's their website as well as their email address. Monetary donations, really, really wanted, needed to help keep this organization in place over there. In 30 seconds, Elaine?
You know what, I just want to add too, while monetary is important to us, one of the things that we model, because it is a community center, is we accept time, your talent, and your treasure.
And they can contact you at that number for those things as well. Yes. What days are you open, quickly?
We're open actually 7 days a week.
Really?
Yes, we
All
are.
day? What hours?
Well, during the day it would be from 9 to 6:30. On Saturday we have morning programming, and then on Sunday we have a church who actually rents out space.
Thank you so very, very much. We got to scoot. We'll be right back, though.